Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shmuel from CFOIC here. And this weekly portion is Lech Lecha, go forth. This is where we encounter the decision that God had. Abraham is going to be the person that I'm going to choose from everybody else. I'm going to ask him to go forth to the land that I will show him. Why Abraham? When we read the text, when we read the Torah, we don't see any evidence that Abraham was special. I mean, in the last portion of Noah, in the end, there's a story when his family leaves one place to another. Great. But what's important about him? What made God decide him? Many different approaches to these questions. Why Abraham? Do you have one? I'll just share with you a couple that I think that are in the zone. Why? Because God said so. We do not see people the way God sees them. We see with our eyes, God sees through their hearts. And God saw the good heart that Abraham had. And he decided he can start a nation. He can be the chosen person that we will start the nation with him. And it's great. Number two, because Abraham searched. We hear the midrash and stories that tells you that from a very early stage in his life, Abraham was wondering and asking, who made all of this? Where all of this came from? He started to worship the sun, but the sun had sunset in the end. So he worshipped the moon, but it ended as well. He tried different things to worship because he understood nothing here is by mistake. It's all planned. And when he understood everything is temporary, there's only one thing that is always there, and that's the Almighty, God. Why was he chosen? Because he was a searching person. And number three is even a wider perspective. God asked maybe many people to go forth. How many people have this inner calling to them? They hear a voice. They hear God telling them something. Have you ever heard a friend that says to you, God told me? When God spoke to you, did you stood up and walked? We read about Abraham, about him living this family, leaving everything he knew. He was strong, he was famous, he was rich in his hometown. And he started fresh in a very late stage of his life. You know why Abraham was chosen? Because he was brave enough to hear and to walk. And he walked and he heard that only in the land of Israel a blessing will come. We read in this portion about where God says to Abraham, I will bless those that will bless you. It all starts with different people who hear a voice that says, bless Israel. When they hear a voice, are they going to be like Abraham? Hears and acts? Or it's just a voice, let's continue with our life. The connection starts so early when Abraham comes to the land. And again, just like we spoke 2 portions ago in the beginning of the book of Genesis, how important is the connection of the people of Israel to the land of Israel. You cannot escape it. The first encounter, God says to Abraham, go to the land. He brings him to the Oak of Moreh, not far from here in Samaria, and he tells him, this is your land. People are asking us always, what do we do in Judea and Samaria? You just saw the last, maybe it's still going on, war in Gaza, in an area. And who knows where it's going to take us. Where it's filmed, it's only the beginning of the story. But we can tell you this. The connections of the Jewish people to the land starts there with Abraham. There's a famous author, Shai Agon. that won the Nobel Prize. And you can find it online, the speech he gave after he won the Nobel Prize. And I want to quote a short quote that I think tells you everything about the connection of the nation to the land. Agnon says as follows: as a result of a historic catastrophe in which Titus of Rome destroyed Jerusalem and Israel was exiled from its land, I was born in one of the cities of the exile, but always I regarded myself as one who was born in Jerusalem. In a dream, in a vision of the night, I saw myself standing with my brother Levites in the holy temple, singing with them the songs of David, King of Israel. This is the story. A nation that is so connected to the land that even when they're in exile, they are born in their heart in Israel. The fact that we can see with our own eyes a prophecy happening to us, and kids are actually being born in the land, in Jerusalem, in all of Judea and Samaria, is nothing but a prophecy coming true. In the footsteps of Abraham we stand. We hear the voice and we say, let's go. Shabbat Shalom.